What's up, dudes? How's it going? So, it's sort of a very quick video today. I gotta get out of here in like 10 minutes. So I wanted to quickly come and record a video about guitars and guitar brands, and just to see what you thought about this. And I think my feeling, I had, who was in town yesterday and stopped over last night was Tone King. And, we shot some video. I'll get it up as soon as I can edit it up, up and get some pieces up. But, we were talking last night about a few different things. And one of the things that sort of came up that really had me thinking was, guitar brands and branding and all that stuff. So Gibson versus Epiphone, Fender versus Squier, and, Ibanez and Schecter and all this stuff. And so, one of the things that sort of came up was, how many people really know in the audience? I mean, I suppose when you get to metal, maybe they know a little bit more and maybe pop a little bit less. But it seems to me that most of the audience doesn't know or care. I mean, I've gone to AC/DC shows where the guys I went with couldn't tell you, a Gibson SG from a Gretsch. They wouldn't know. They don't care. Like you could say, he was playing Pearl drums. They're like, okay, file that under who gives a shit. So, I just think guitar players and musicians, we're so, I think, brand conscious, and we're so, I think, worried about, people say it about the copies. And they're like, when you're on stage, do you let people know that you're not playing an authentic? And I'm like, no one cares. No one cares. You care because you're a guitar player. And that's the only reason why, right? It's your hobby. This is what you're into. For 90% of the people in the audience, they don't care. And they really don't. They could not give two shits about what brand guitar you're using. I think what they would remember more is if you walked out with a pink sparkle guitar, right? That's what they remember. If you walked out with a giant 5-neck guitar like Rick Nielsen, you think anyone looks at that 5-neck guitar who's not a guitar player and says, oh, who made that? What's the manufacturer on that? They don't. They don't do any of that. They really don't. I don't think... You could tell, I could tell my wife, yeah, Hendrix played a Strat. She'd be like, I'll have to trust you on that one. I don't know or really care. I just think that people who are we are into this stuff. So it's important and it matters to us because this is our sort of our hobby and our some living for some people. But I think once you get past our little circle, not so much. When you get to, especially when you get to like more pop and stuff. But even metal. I mean, I would go to metal shows. And, I'd go with, a lot of musicians, but the ones who are not musicians, they couldn't know or care about any instrument brand that the person was playing up there. And, I just think we convince ourselves that it's really important, but I'm not really so sure how important it is. Whether you're playing a Squier or a Fender, whether you're playing a Gibson or an Epiphone. I think for the musicians out there in that little clique, it's important. But I think beyond that, it really doesn't even register a blip. No one knows or cares about it. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I mean, you think I'm crazy? You think I'm the one who's off on this? Am I the one who's thinking, making less of a deal of it than it really is? I don't think so. I think that the dose of reality when you go to a show is that 90% of the audience isn't really all that into it in terms of the gear, right? Only the people who really have a love and a penchant for that stuff doesn't matter. And then are we out to impress those guys, right? At some point it becomes just play what you want to play and don't even listen to all that nonsense. It's crazy. Anyway. that's about it for now. And I'll see you real soon. I'll cut up that video. We recorded 1 hour and 16 minutes of video. So I'm going to have to pare that down a little bit, or it's going to be a 38-part series on the Tone King visiting. So I'll get it all straightened out, and I'll get that up here as time permits. All right, guys, as always, rock on. The fuck? All right, we'll try that again. Creaky. I better fucking warm up here. All right, here we go.